Hello and welcome to the Wonky Workshop, and welcome to another Wood Wecognition Wednesday. Those of you who took part in the competition for the winning the Purple Heart, I thank you for your patience. The winner should be on the screen now, and if you would like to send me a direct message on Instagram with your address, I'll get that shipped off to you as soon as possible. This week is going to be the last in the Wood Wecognition series for a little while. I'm not stopping the series, I'm just putting it on hold because I'm renovating the workshop, building an extension, moving things around. I won't necessarily have access to everything in order to keep the flow going. So anyone wanting to enter the competition for this week's video, the winner will be announced in the next video I release, which may not be a Wood Wecognition Wednesday, so keep an eye out for that. So the timber this week we're going to consider is Padauk. Let's have a look at it and see what we can find out. So this is African Padauk, and as is familiar by now, base of the tree would be here, branches and growth, everything up the top. This is a slice through the middle, so there is no sapwood present in this. Padauk sapwood is very white, creamy. It becomes like a yellowy, browny white over time once it's been exposed, but can be quite nice. This is a hardwood. It's a very dense hardwood, but at the same time really easy to work with. So it's highly favourable in furniture making, knife making, all that kind of stuff. It's very resilient, and in fact you could use it for planking. If you drove it into the ground as a fence, be an expensive fence in the Western world, but if you did that, it could survive up to 25 years without any form of treatment being applied to it. It's resistant to termites and all of that kind of stuff, so it's a really hard wearing timber. As with Purple Heart, after it has been cut, it will gradually fade with age. So let me just find another piece for you. So we've got another bit there. You can kind of see how that's not quite as vibrant as that piece there, but I've got another one over here as well. Let me grab that for you. So we can see sort of freshly cut, but over time it's gone almost this purpley brown kind of colour, and if I spin that round a minute, you can also see some of the sapwood and just casual brown. So if we go back to the grain discussion, then you've got these sort of black streaks through it occasionally. You've got all these little divots that appear throughout it. That's naturally in the grain, and again something to look out for. If you can see in this darker line here, you've kind of got the lighter flecks, and then you've got these darker divots over here. This is quite indicative of the species as you look at it. It also, so from a turning perspective, it doesn't give you big shavings. It tends to sort of peel off and chip off. So although it's dense and hard wearing, as I've already said, it's really easy to work with, which is why it tends to be favoured. If we swap now for a piece of end grain, so here you can see all of your concentric lines, your growth rings, all of that kind of stuff, and you can see there's sort of differences in spacing, but there you go. So you can also see here all these little light flecks. They're sort of actually looking at the cells that travel up the tree, taking all of the nutrients and the moisture as it grows, all those little speckles there. So Padauk can sometimes also be known as barwood because it was quite often used to make bar tops, as it's very water and moisture resistant and can take some hard knocks, so it's very good for that kind of thing, particularly on the African continent. So I mentioned in my Q&A video I did recently, someone asked about scorching wood or the shosugi ban technique. If you look on this, because the grain's quite close on either side, whichever way you look at it, if you scorch it, yeah, it will scorch, it's wood, of course it will burn, but it's just going to go black. So it's not like ash or elm or some of the others where when you scorch it you can actually use that as a decorative effect. This one you're just going to turn it black, and if you want the wood to just be scorched black, I would suggest you probably don't use something as expensive as African Padauk or any of the other exotic hardwoods that are quite close grained. So thank you for watching my video. I hope you have found it informative. I hope you've enjoyed it. As I've said, this is going to be the last wood wecognition one for a little while, but stay tuned for any of my other upcoming videos, or maybe take this opportunity to look back at one of my previous ones if you're new to the channel. If you are new, please like, subscribe and tell a few friends. Leave a comment below, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you again soon.